If you have a serious mental illness and commit a crime, are you competent to stand trial? In Maricopa County? Probably. Here's why. Federal law forbids prosecution of people who are mentally incompetent to stand trial. But if a person who is mentally ill gets arrested in Maricopa County, the likelihood of that person being convicted and sent to jail or prison is high. Each year, hundreds of criminal defendants are screened for competency, and those found incompetent are sent to a program called Restoration to Competency, RTC for short. RTC is an independent entity within the county's Correctional Health Service, where mental health professionals counsel and restore defendants, then pronounce them competent so that judges and prosecutors can send them on their way to court. It's important to know that in the court, competency is not the same as sanity, and mental illness in itself is not a defense against prosecution. Competent, in a legal sense, means a person understands the charges and the legal proceedings and is able to help his or her attorney in a defense in court. But for the most part, RTC is where a lack of community mental health care collides with the criminal justice system. The vast majority of defendants who are sent to RTC, in the words of a public defender, are homeless-ish, and the crimes they commit tend to be symptoms of their illnesses: drug use, assault, criminal damage, or criminal trespass. Then, when they tangle with police and resist arrest, the charge can escalate to assault on a law enforcement officer. The RTC program began in 2003. Before then, the Arizona State Hospital handled restoration for all counties. When the legislature decided it would charge the counties for restoration, the Maricopa County supervisors started RTC, thinking that they could do a better, more efficient job for less money. The original plan called for a clinic within the jails, staffed with psychiatrists and psych nurses, but that never came to be. Attorneys, psychologists, and national advocacy groups, notably the ACLU, say that seriously mentally ill inmates are now kept in solitary confinement. Restoration takes place in every court across the country. As I mentioned, it's mandated by federal law. The principal way of achieving restoration is with medication, but RTC does not have a psychiatrist to prescribe those medications, and to maintain independence, there's a firewall between RTC and the Correctional Health Services, which does have psychiatrists and other physicians, even though RTC is technically part of the health services. Instead, the individual mental health professionals report directly to the judges hearing the cases, and the small RTC staff sometimes works closely with prosecutors. Instead of actually being treated, defendants are often just reevaluated, pronounced competent, and sent mostly to plea agreements. Many defendants go through RTC multiple times before they are finally convicted, and often fall back into the system after they are released, when they violate probation or get rearrested. And in those cases where the defendant is seriously mentally ill and has committed murder, the process can go on for years. Concerns about the system's shortcomings are growing. Defense attorneys say that it's a rubber stamp. The ACLU has a long-running lawsuit against the county for its jail health care, and the Arizona Supreme Court has created a committee to look into how the mentally ill are treated across the court system.